We've gone an hour and a half without talking about Michael Jackson. We're going to take care of that right now. You may remember that Michael Jackson died, and they had a public memorial for him. Texas Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee called for a House resolution to honor Michael Jackson's legacy. And maybe she should have checked with Nancy Pelosi before she did that. Kelly O'Donnell is here to explain the whole deal to us. Kelly, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Michael, and all of you. I thought you needed another O'Donnell on the program
Never
today.
Enough.
So
Never
here
enough.
I am.
Where's Nora? Never enough.
I've come to play. Well, this is one of those interesting things, Mike, because I've been a Jackson fan. I was actually out in L.A. and covered the 2003 time of his arrest and the being on top of the car in Santa Barbara, that phase. And so here I am now, the Capitol Hill correspondent, and I thought, boy, I'd have no piece of this story. Well, I was surprised. What happened is this. Sheila Jackson Lee, 8-term congresswoman from Texas who is a friend of the Jackson family, she, at that memorial service, you'll remember, gave a very warm and glowing assessment and eulogy, if you will, of Michael Jackson. And she promised the crowd that there would be a vote on a resolution that laid out in great detail the factual achievements of Michael Jackson's career, his records, his charitable giving, that sort of thing, and that would be put through to the floor of Congress and voted on. Well, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi told us yesterday that she does not think that should go to the floor. She does not think there should be a vote on it. And we asked her why, and she said, because when you have a debate, you also can have countering views, and maybe that would not live up to the spirit of what Sheila Jackson Lee was thinking about. So that probably reminds you of Peter King, Congressman of New York, the Republican. He said some really harsh things that many Americans may agree with about Michael Jackson, about that uglier period of his life. And so Nancy Pelosi said, I don't think we need to do that. People can go to the microphone and say kind things about Michael Jackson. You remember they paused for a moment of silence on the day that he passed. But then I was talking to Sheila Jackson Lee again, and during our conversation, the phone rings. It's Jermaine Jackson calling to touch base with her. She tells me she's concerned that the family might be disappointed by this if the resolution doesn't go forward. So,
Mike, I got to jump in, Mike.
Can you believe this, Kelly? The very shy and very reluctant Donnie Deutsch wants to jump in here.
I got in trouble the other night. Hey, how you doing on Ed's show? And I said this, and I think a lot of Americans agree, a lot disagree. Obviously, it's a tragic loss for his family. My heart goes out to his kids. You couldn't watch that little girl and not feel.
Oh, yes.
Having said that, though, if I landed here from Mars, the deification in that moment, I would have thought I was watching the funeral of one of the great leaders of the last 3 centuries. He was a singer and a dancer, a marvelous one. And the war heroes that die over the last few weeks, and the teachers and the doctors, we've lost our mind as a society.
Yeah.
The way we have elevated, and I'm not even going to the stuff as far as what he was accused to. You know, that's an easy discussion to. I'm just saying he was a wonderful singer and dancer.
Well,
we've lost our minds.
And yet he was a person that all Americans thought about and felt something for, and so in a way, he's an icon. But I can't believe I'm saying these words. I can't believe I'm saying these words. I actually agree with Nancy Pelosi on this one. I've actually probably never agreed with her. I actually agree with her.
I had Sheila
let me just add this, guys.
Go ahead, Kelly.
Kelly, go ahead.
There are resolutions that honor lots of Americans, the kind of people you just mentioned, that come to the floor and are voted on, and those lovely documents are given to their families on a regular basis. That does happen all the time here. It gets less attention. When it comes to Michael Jackson, we have been saturated with coverage, and this was one more example. So Sheila Jackson Lee says she's going to try again later, but it was really surprising to me that the Michael Jackson story came all the way here to Capitol Hill.
Well, you know, I had Sheila Jackson Lee on Hardball the day of the memorial service when she, held this thing up. And I didn't want to rain on the parade, but I did mention, Kelly, that she had exactly one co-sponsor on this in the House, which, if you know how things work, means...
Who was the co-sponsor?
I forget, but it means
she
it's
got
going
more
nowhere.
media attention
But
than
here's the
anybody.
thing. Here's the thing. When you're introducing, as she was at the memorial service, this resolution about someone who you want praised by the House of Representatives, you know it's in trouble when the person introducing it reminds you that in our system, you are innocent until proven guilty, which she did. She did in the middle of the memorial service.